walked a long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be, they'll never make it, but just a look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one that I wrote, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said I'll be, they never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, baby. like the baby. Look how far we've come, baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be till never make it, but just a look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one that I love, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said I'll be, they never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight.
Check.
You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh,
Two.
you're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, baby.
Check. Check.
Mm-hmm. like the baby. Look how far we've come, baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be till never.
Teman-teman yang hadir, ini ada yang kehilangan kunci nggak? Kunci Yamaha. Silakan dicek ya.
Still going strong. Still the one that I love, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss. We're still together, still going strong. We're still the one that run to, the one that I belong to. We're still the one I want.
Untuk link barcode itu adalah di meja, sedangkan yang tidak mendapatkan meja nanti link barcode-nya akan keliling ya di lembaran ya. Kemudian untuk sertifikatnya nanti akan ada pemberitahuan ulang karena sertifikatnya bentuknya adalah hard, tidak soft ya.
We made it. Look how far we've come, baby. Baby, look how far we've come, baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be, they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one that I love, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said I'll be, they never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one that I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. Mm-hmm. like we made it. Look how far we've come, baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be, they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one that I love, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said I'll be, they never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one that I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. Mm-hmm. Baby, look how far we've come, baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be, they'll never make it, but just a look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one that I love, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said I'll be, they never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one that I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. Mm-hmm. Feels like we made it. Look how far we've come, baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be, they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one that I love, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said I'll be, they never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one that I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I
저는요,
want
봐봐.
for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream. Oh, you're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, baby. Mm-hmm.
my Chinese name. Yeah, and I also turn on my camera, so maybe right now you can see me. Understand? My Chinese name. Okay, so you need to teach me how can I use your background, because sometimes I don't know how to do it.
Looks
Yeah.
like the Mayday. Look how
Okay.
far we've come, baby. No matter took the long way. We knew we got there someday. They say I'll be till never make it, but just a look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong.
Aku maaf sih ya. Luwe. Ini apa sendiri luar kan biasa deh. Gitu kan cocok kan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Ibit kata, tahu Ibit? Saja.
and greetings of us. I would like to welcome the Honorable Rector of University of Nusantara PGRI Kediri, in this case represented by Mr. Iwan Setiowidodo, Master of Science PhD, as Vice Rector 1 at the University of Nusantara PGRI Kediri. The Honorable Dean of the Economic and Business Faculty of University of Nusantara PGRI Kediri, Mr. Amin Tohari, Master of Science PhD. The Honorable Head of the Management Department, Head of the Economic Education Department, and Head of the Accounting Department. The Honorable Guest Lecturers, Professor Wang, PhD, as Director of International Affairs, National University of Science and Technology, Taiwan. Hi, Jenny Wang.
Hello, good morning.
Mr. Adama Fati, as Aspiring Professor in Sustainability Finance and Accounting, University of Gambia. Hello, Mr. Adama Fati. And Bunda Ratri Buddha Nugrahanti, Bachelor of Economics, Master of Science, as doctoral student, at Brawijaya University. Hai Bunda Ratri. Okay, and the estimate, ladies and gentlemen, guests and participants. In today's guest lecture event, we give our thanks to the presence of God Almighty, because His abundance of blessing and mercy, we can gather here today at this guest lecture event with the theme, Empowering Local Wisdom for a Green Economy and Sustainability, Business Toward Indonesia's Vision 2025 in Good Health and Mind. Before starting today's event, please allow me, Miftah Putri, as the Master of Ceremony, to read the schedule for this morning event. The first agenda is opening, second, singing the national anthem of Indonesia, third, welcoming speech by the Dean of the Economic and Business Faculty of University of Nusantara PGRI Kediri, fourth, opening speech by the Rector of University of Nusantara PGRI, represented. 5. Prayer and taking photos together, offline participant and online participants. 6. Guest lecture session and discussion. And the last agenda is closing of the event. The next session of to sing the national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Attendees are requested to stand. The audience is invited to sit down again. As we commence the upcoming session, I present the welcome address from the Dean of Economic and Business Faculty of University of Nusantara PGRI Kediri. I invite the Honorable Dr. Amin Tohari, Magister Science, PhD, to the podium.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. My deep appreciation goes to speakers, Mr. Adama Fati. Good morning. Welcome to UNP Kediri. Bunda Ratri Buddha. Assalamualaikum. Baru pertama Bu di Kediri. And Prof Jenny. Hey Jenny. Good morning Prof Jenny. Welcome to UNP Kediri, although virtually, Prof Jenny. Yang saya hormati Bapak Dr. Irwan Setiawidodo, Magister Science, Vice Rector of UNP Kediri, Bapak Dr. Faisal, Magister Management, Vice Dean FEB UNP Kediri, Bapak Ibu Kaprodi di lingkungan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Nusantara PGRI Kediri. Juga saya sapa dengan hangat Bapak Ibu dosen yang online, mahasiswa yang hadir secara langsung maupun yang online, seluruh peserta guest lecture ya saya banggakan. Thank you all for being here. It's great to see so many enthusiastic faces this morning. Syukur alhamdulillah hari ini kita dapat berkumpul dalam sebuah forum yang sangat menarik dan penting dengan tema Empowering Local Wisdom for a Green Economy and Sustainable Business toward Indonesia's Vision 2045. It's not just a tema, it is a mission. Indonesia's Vision 2045 dream of a nation that is sovereign, advanced, fair, and prosperous. But we all know that future will not build itself. It needs all of us. It needs creative mind, brave heart, and a commitment to sustainability. This topic is not only timely, but also highly relevant to where we are headed as a nation toward Indonesia Emas 2045. We are talking about the future of our economy, our environment, and how local value and inspire sustainable business practices. Kita semua tahu bahwa dunia saat ini sedang menghadapi berbagai tantangan. Krisis iklim, ketimpangan sosial, dan disrupsi teknologi. Tapi kita juga tahu bahwa solusi terbaik seringkali datang dari akar rumput. Kearifan lokal, nilai-nilai budaya, dan semangat gotong royong yang menjadi ciri bangsa Indonesia. That's why we are very fortunate to have three distinguished speakers who will share their insight from different but interconnected fields. Mr. Adama Fati, who will guide us through sustainable accounting and how transparency and accountability matter more than ever in today's business environmental. Bunda Ratri, who will highlight the importance of sustainable human resource management, ensuring that people remain at the heart of every business transformation. And Prof. Jenny, who will discuss strategic management from sustainable perspective. Sebagai pimpinan fakultas, saya mewakili Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis merasa bangga karena hari ini Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis UNP Kediri bisa menghadirkan narasumber yang luar biasa yang akan membuka wawasan baru, memberikan inspirasi, dan mendorong kita semua, khususnya mahasiswa Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis sebagai generasi muda untuk berpikir dan bertindak lebih visioner, lebih bijak. So, enjoy the session, take notes, ask question, and let's learn together. Izinkan saya berpantun. Kuliah pagi penuh semangat berdiri. Ilmu dicari bukan untuk sendiri. Mari belajar di FEB UNP Kediri. Cetak pemimpin masa depan negeri. One more. Menanam mimpi sejak dini. Dipupuk tekad dan inovasi. Menuju Indonesia Emas 2045 nanti. FEB UNP Kediri siap berkontribusi. Terima kasih kepada semua pihak yang telah mempersiapkan acara ini dengan baik. Welcome to our guest lecture. Enjoy the session and let this be a milestone in your journey toward becoming impactful leaders. Thank you and have a great discussion today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I speak my gratitude. As we step into the forthcoming session, let us turn our attention to the open speech by the Rector of University of Nusantara PGRI, represented by Mr. Iwan Setiowidodo, Master of Science, PhD, Vice Rector Wang at the University of Nusantara PGRI Kediri. I invite the Honorable Mr. Iwan Setiowidodo to the podium.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Terima kasih atas kesempatannya. Mohon izin saya bukanya bahasa Indonesia aja daripada malah salah nanti. Yang kami hormati Mr. Adama Fati, selamat datang di UNP Kediri. Yang kami hormati Bu Miss Ratri Buddha, selamat datang juga di Kediri, UNP Kediri. Yang kami hormati Prof Jenny yang bergabung melalui Zoom. Yang kami hormati Bapak Dekan, Wakil Dekan, Bapak Ibu Kaprodi di lingkungan FEB, Bapak Ibu dosen, mahasiswa, serta seluruh peserta guest lecture pada pagi hari ini yang kami banggakan semuanya. Pertama-tama izinkan kami memberikan apresiasi setinggi-tingginya pada khususnya adalah FEB yang mana telah menginisiasi acara guest lecture kali ini. Kita ingin kedepannya bahwa sesuai dengan visi misi UNP Kediri, kita ingin kalau 4 tahun yang lalu kita nasional, kalau ini ya harapannya kegiatan-kegiatan yang bersifat internasional itu sudah bisa kita laksanakan. Begitu juga beberapa waktu yang akan datang, mungkin di manajemen juga ya, yang dari Yunlin ya, kemudian dari UTP Malaysia, kemudian dari Malaka. Ya, mungkin dalam beberapa bulan ini rangkaian kegiatan yang harapannya bisa membuka semangat kolaborasi kegiatan internasional di sana. Pada guest lecture kita kali ini yaitu sangat relevan dengan perkembangan saat ini ya, dengan tema Empowering Local Wisdom for a Green Economy and Sustainable Business Toward Indonesian Vision 2045. Ya, di mana tema ini sejalan dengan arah kebijakan dalam mewujudkan Indonesia Emas tahun 2025. Kalau saudara-saudara sekalian ini yang peserta mahasiswa, ini umurnya berapa usianya? 20-an ya? Berapa? 20, 19 ya. Kalau 2025 2045 saudara sekalian usianya berapa? Berapa? 40-an ya. Berarti sama seperti saya pada saat ini minimal ya. Ya, setidaknya ini adalah bagian dari saudara-saudara sekalian untuk bagaimana mengembangkan diri, membekali soft skill agar 2045 nanti saudara-saudara yang akan menjadi leader-leader atau pemimpin-pemimpin di bidangnya masing-masing. Kemudian di mana bersama narasumber nantinya baik itu Prof Jenny, kemudian Mr. Adam dan Miss Ratri, kami harapkan saudara-saudara mahasiswa bisa memanfaatkan kesempatan ini untuk belajar banyak pada beliau-beliaunya, dan mungkin nanti jika ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan bisa disampaikan di sana. Silahkan disimak dengan seksama, silahkan bertanya apabila ada hal-hal yang memang perlu untuk didiskusikan. Dan kalau mungkin nanti beliaunya kan dari Gambia nggih. Nah, mungkin mau apa? Ini pertukaran pelajar atau mungkin mau jalan-jalan ke sana. Ini mungkin kesempatannya ya. Silahkan nanti bertanya di sana. Kemudian mungkin tidak banyak yang kami sampaikan. Harapannya melalui kegiatan ini bisa menjadi wadah bagi pengembangan keilmuan, khususnya bagi mahasiswa dan UNP Kediri pada umumnya. Dan kegiatan-kegiatan yang semacamnya nanti bisa berlanjut oleh fakultas-fakultas yang lain juga, dan kedepannya mudah-mudahan kolaborasi tidak sekedar pada kegiatan hari ini, mudah-mudahan akan ada kolaborasi pada kegiatan-kegiatan selanjutnya ya. Dengan mengucapkan bismillahirrahmanirrahim, acara guest lecture Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Nusantara PGRI Kediri pada hari ini Rabu 23 April 2025 secara resmi bisa dimulai dan dibuka. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf, saya akhiri. Sekian, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I speak my gratitude. Following the insightful words shared by our Vice Rector in the opening address, we will now transition to a moment of prayer. Please join us. We come together for a brief and meaningful prayer session. Let us bow our heads in a moment of reflection and gratitude. Almighty and merciful Creator, grant us the strength to overcome challenges, the wisdom to acquire knowledge, and the compassion to support one another in our shared pursuit of excellence. May this academic session be a time of growth, enlightenment, and inspiration for all members of our university community. In your name we pray. Amin. Let us also take a photo to commemorate this wonderful occasion. To the committee, please. For all offline participants, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and face to the camera. For the guests, please. stand up for all.
Mohon yang di Zoom silahkan untuk on cam ya.
Alright. Then for the online participants, as mentioned before, please on cam and face the camera. Alright, thank you. In the upcoming session, all the guest lecturers will engage in a lecture followed by a discussion led by esteemed moderator, Miss Emma Nur Zainul Hakimah, Master of Management PhD. Prior to handing over the stage to Dr. Emma, I will provide an overview of her curriculum vitae. Place, date of birth, Blitar, December 27th, 1978. Current position, lecturer. Educational background, Diploma 3 at Brawijaya University Polytechnic, specializing in commercial administration, 1997 till 2000. Bachelor degree at Brawijaya University, majoring in management, 2001 till 2004. Master's degree at Brawijaya University, specializing in Master of Management, 2004 till 2006. Doctorate degree at Brawijaya University, specializing in Management Science doctoral program, expected completion in 2023. Professional experience, lecturer at UNP Kediri, Management Study Program, 2008 to present. Head of BAU Kediri Polytechnic, 2008 till 2011. Founder of Al-Falah Blabak Kandat Foundation, 2010 to present. Secretary of NU Muslimat Ankap Kandat Regency Kediri, 2015 to present. PCMNU Economic Bid Kabupaten Kediri, 2021 to present. Following the overview of her impressive curriculum vitae, I am honored to pass to the stage to our distinguished moderator, Dr. Emma Nur Zainul Hakimah, Master of Management. Give applause, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. To Honorable Vice Rector in UNP Kediri, Mr. Irwan, PhD, our Dean of Faculty Economy, University of Nusantara, PGRI Kediri, and to all honorable academic here, and to all participants, welcome to International Guest Lecture. I hope you are as excited as I am today in this special session. We have a wonderful lineup of distinguished speakers, all of whom are joining us in this session from 3 leading universities across the world. Please give big applause to all our speakers today. And I hope in this moment, and I as moderators, before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that there will be a question and answer segment following each speaker's presentation. Please feel free to submit your question via chat, or you can raise your hand for the participant here. And we will also be taking a few moments at the end of these presentations to express our gratitude by awarding certificate of appreciation to our speakers. And of course, we also take a group photo to remember this special occasion. Let us start it. The first speakers, our first speaker is Prof. Chen Yuan Wang, PhD, from National Yunlin University Science of Technology, Taiwan. I will read the brief CV. Hello, Prof. Jenny.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm glad you are very beautiful today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, I
I
will
wear
read.
my batik.
Okay, thank you very much. I will read the CV. I have 9 seats, so very amazing profile from Prof. Jenny. Name is Chen Yan Wang, or Jenny Wang. Birth on July 26, 1968, but very still young. Masya Allah. She's teaching qualification is Assistant Professor, Certificate of Ministry of Education. The education is National Yunlin University of Science and Technology, Taiwan, PhD of Industrial Engineering and Management. Working experience started at 1990, when she was first graduated as a PE engineer, and still productive person. Wonderful CV. I think it is 2022 at the present as assistant professor of bachelor program in international management, National Yunlin University of Science and Technology, and at this time also Deputy Dean of Office of International Affairs, National Yunlin University of Science and Technology. So many publishing she have, and actually very common person that have a language in Chinese, of course in English. Okay, let's start. We can join Miss Prof. Chen Yuan Wang. Please, time is yours, Prof.
Thank you so much for your introduction about me. And I want to say it's my great honor to join today's event. And I want to, later I will introduce myself. And at the beginning, I want to say good morning, everybody. I am Jenny Wang from UNTech, Taiwan. And I want to say thank you to the organizers for the invitation. It is a very great honor to be part of this international guest lecture. I know we have lots of participants, so this is a very great moment for everybody. We gather together. And I'm happy to be here alongside with two outstanding speakers, and to have the opportunity to share my own opinions and also the experience. And the topic to give me is empowering local wisdom for a green economy and sustainable business toward Indonesia's Vision 2045. As I come from UNTech, so I would like to share with you the deep connection between UNTech and Taiwanese companies. I will also share cases of 3 different companies that are actively involved in this area. And finally, I will explain how UNTech is working with these companies and try to do our best to contribute to the sustainability and protect our planet. So I want to start my lecture from now on. And this is the next please. This is the outline that I want to show first. I will introduce myself and that you can get to know me better. And then I will introduce the 3 different companies, and they are really good partners of UNTech. Every university, they can have own contribution in different way, and especially how we can help the companies, they can deal with some difficulty and to follow the global trend. This is what UNTech always do. So I hope that through today's sharing, you will gain valuable insight into the sustainable practice of Taiwanese company and UNTech. Next. I'm Jenny Huang from UNTech. This is always what I can introduce myself. And because you understand some of my background, so I don't want to talk too much about myself. But I want to remind everybody here, I was the Deputy Dean of OIA by the end of January. But now I have a new title. I am now the leader in Office of Student Affairs. And my main job is to take care of campus association. So I will keep doing the globalization, and also I spend more time to stay with UNTech students. So this is my new job. Next. And my education, my current position, and my previous position that I have introduced. Next, please. And because my background is engineering management, so of course my specialties is about production operations management, statistics, quality control, and work study. So that's why I have the opportunity to be the consultant of different industry. For example, I am the consultant in some hospitals and in semiconductor companies, and also the Adidas OEM company and the food industry. So I really spent a lot of time to stay with the companies and to understand, to define their problem and try to give them some solutions. And also I did a very interesting that I really enjoyed. I was a translator, so this textbook, Strategic Logistic Management, was translated by me, and this is the English version and Chinese version. Next, please. And today, I'm going to start my the topic that I want to share. I want to move on to the topic. So I will introduce 3 very well-known Taiwanese companies and explain their efforts and achievements in sustainability. These companies are TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, and the second one is Chambro, and the third one is the Fugansang Group. All 3 the companies are publicly listed companies in Taiwan and are very, very outstanding with a considerable scale. Why I choose the 3 companies? Because we have a very deep connection with the companies, and I know them more, so I can explain the experience and what they did to all of you. Next. Okay, the first one is TSMC. I know, maybe most of you know this company. The company is the biggest chip manufacturer of the world, and it was founded in 1987. And also, we had many different projects to cooperate with TSMC. And what the project I led, I will introduce later. And this company now become very famous because of the President Trump and the President of Taiwan. Next. Okay, you can see this photo because I believe now we are dealing with a tariff war. And there are lots of different policies announced by President Trump, United States. And this photo shows us some stories, okay? Because you may see in these photos, we have a very, very focused on the news, the media news. The recent and highly publicized news story is that TSMC's chairman, his name is Wang. He was invited to the White House in the United States, where he joined the President Trump to announce a very big news. TSMC is going to invest $100 billion in US, and shortly after, he returned to Taiwan because everybody was so shocked by the news. And we also care if TSMC invests in USA, what will happen in Taiwan? Because actually, semiconductor industry is a very important industry for Taiwan, and TSMC is the biggest one and the best one, the top one. So if they transfer their capital to USA, what will happen in Taiwan? So in very short time, the Wei Zejia returned to Taiwan and meet with our president, Lai Ching-te, at his office. And very soon, they announced a news. TSMC's investment and R&D will still installed in Taiwan, and nothing will change in Taiwan. And Chairman Wei Zejia mentioned a joke, but I believe he is under a very high pressure. He said to meet with the 2 presidents in just 60 hours was very pressuring for him. But in very short time, he becomes more famous than before. Okay, so next, let's see how TSMC can measure their performance, and they are the top one. So everything they invest or they involved with the sustainability and be the top of the world. So we can follow their step, their approach to learn. how they did and how we can learn from them. Okay, so Taiwan's most important industry is semiconductor manufacturing. And because TSMC is a world-class semiconductor giant, and from many years ago, TSMC actively committed to achieve the net zero and sustainable development. So on this slide, you can see seven key categories as presented in the chart: carbon emission reduction, water conservation, and resource management, waste recycling, green building and facilities, green manufacturing processes and technologies, sustainable supply chain, green innovation. Those are the 7 categories that we know TSMC have done. Next. And I believe that aside from TSMC, each of the companies, even from the universities, we can make effort on ourselves and on the 7 key areas I mentioned. And the result from TSMC prove if you pay attention on something, the performance will be great. So we can see some TSMC's performance of data are really remarkable. So we can check from this slide. Their goal was to achieve a carbon neutrality by 2030. And in 2020, it was passed, and we proved they did it, that it had reduced its global carbon emission by 40% compared to 2018. So only in 2 hours, they can cut 40% about carbon emission. And they cut 46,000 tons of CO2. And by 2025, this year, it aims to achieve 100% renewable energy usage. And also passed by 2021, the company had already reached 25.5% renewable energy usage. And almost 30% of its water resources come from recycling and reuse. And based on the data from 2020, TSMC's factory, they did a lot of great jobs. And also, TSMC used very advanced and very new facility. They have received the leadership in energy and environmental design global certification, and try to reduce the energy consumption year by year. They have also minimized the material waste in its advanced process. And over 95% of its suppliers comply with the environmental standards set by TSMC and actively engage in carbon reduction and minimizing environmental impact. Okay, so we can understand, based on the slide that I share with you, we understand TSMC, they play a leading role, and so we can follow TSMC's step to learn from them and to understand what we can do. Maybe we don't do it at once, but one by one, step by step, we can go further and we can have more contribution on environmental protection. And next, from this slide, I want to share the connection between UNTEC and TSMC. UNTEC has a very close and long-term collaboration with TSMC. Since TSMC was established a plant in Kumamoto, Japan, under a Japanese company, they call the name is JASM. In order to meet TSMC need for semiconductor talent in Japan, UNTEC signed a 5-year, 60 million NT dollars industry academia collaboration project with TSMC. As part of this, UNTEC is responsible for recruiting students in Japan to study at our university. I am honored to lead this project, which has allowed me to interact frequently with TSMC's senior management and to travel to Japan regularly for student recruitment. And this project is very hard to do because, you know, sometimes it's not easy to recruit foreign students to study in Taiwan, especially for some Japanese students. They don't think semiconductor is a very good industry to get involved. So we spent lots of time, and I visited hundreds of high school to introduce this project and to explain what we will do, how we will educate the Japanese students, especially they just graduate from high school. So they are not mature enough. Sometimes their parents worry they are too young to study in Taiwan. So we spent a lot of time to persuade and to explain how good this project, and if the students, they can be UNTEC, study at UNTEC. One day after they graduate from UNTEC, they have the opportunity to work at the TSMC, and then they will go back to Japan. They will be a very good bridge between Japan and Taiwan. And TSMC asked UNTEC, if we want to educate the students, 2 things that we need to do very well. The first thing, of course, is semiconductor professionals. But the second one is about the culture. Okay, so we should teach Japanese students Chinese, and also to introduce the Taiwanese culture, how Taiwanese company, they educate or they train their employees. They should understand how we deal with our employees so they can be the bridge between Taiwan and Japan. So this is the project that I am running. Okay, next please. And the second company I would like to introduce is Chambro. A brief introduction of the company is shown on the slide. It was founded in 1983, providing server enclosures, racks, and related hardware solutions. It's headquartered in New Taipei City, Taiwan. There is a new factory located in Jiayi County, which was established in 2021. Next. And women is Maggie Chen, the chairman of Chambro. And on the morning of May 12th, I will lead an Indonesian delegation to visit this company. The chairwoman Maggie really supports UNTEC, and she will personally host and guide the group on a tour of the factory. And Maggie is a very successful woman. I have introduced her during a previous speech in Indonesia in different universities. Although she is an outstanding leader, she is also a very kind grandmother with a very, very big family. Both her family and business are very successful, and I also know her husband. We have a very good connection. And both of them, the husband and the wife, they are really actively involved in charitable work, helping disadvantaged group. And their Jiayi plant has just been completed. Next, please. And from the very beginning of its construction, it has been built with a strong focus on sustainability. So every corner of the factory reflects thoughtful design that integrates the plant with the environment, constructed with a mindset of loving the earth. Through the following video, I would like to introduce you to this company, which also received an award of, we call that the 6th PwC Sustainability Impact Award in 2022. It is truly a case worth sharing. Please enjoy the video.
我们认为，工厂必须负有社会责任。勤诚加一厂作为一个永续公民，要成为你的好邻居。和谐共生的绿建筑，落实节能减碳，环境永续。我们与在地艺术家携手，注入文化情怀和人文意识，让同仁们感受艺文美学。我们打造友善职场环境，推动产学合作，培育人才，为地方创造福祉。我们将环境永续的理念遍及在同仁及伙伴心中。一同在永续发展的道路上携手前行。
Okay. I apologize that the video is in Chinese, but after you see the video, I will explain in detail the sustainability aspect it highlights. Okay. And first of all, the entire factory itself is a green building. And you can see the photo. Its appearance is very beautiful, and you have the opportunity to work there. Would you feel very happy? The environment is excellent. And about the waste reduction. From the construction process of the factory, the goal has always been to reduce waste. Adapting steel structural design to reduce carbon emission by 3,579 metric tons, reduce the transportation of the waste soil. Next. And about energy saving. In terms of daily energy saving, there is a comprehensive plan in place. Install solar panels on the roof to generate 1.45 million kilowatt hours of electricity, and the indoor ceiling height is 9 meters. And the 10 WE level glass is used to reduce air conditioning usage. Next. And this is the ecosystem. At the same time, an ecosystem has been established to promote biodiversity. Ecological recirculating ponds created biodiversity, planted over 1,300 trees, and large area of trees to enhance greening recycled green building materials. Next. And the great effort has also been made in protecting the employee health and environmental protection. establish resource recycling and wastewater and exhausted gas treatment plants, built a 160-ton water reservoir well to collect rainwater for irrigation, adapt green building materials to improve indoor environmental healthy quality. And Chairwoman Mehdi also places great improvement on cultural protection. She invited local artists to create a maverick mural on both walls of the factory's basement, depicting a sugar cane harvesting motif. This is because the land where the industrial park is located was once a sugarcane field. Maggie hopes to create a deeper connection between the factory and the history of the land. Next. And this is the project that I established. This is a robot workshop and competition. It was also established during my time at the Industry Academia Cooperation Office. At that time, we invited Chambo and another company, its name is New Trend, to collaborate with 4 universities from Yunlin, Jiayi, Tainan to organize a robotic workshop and competition. This is another successful example of industry-academia collaboration, and it has now reached its 4th year. And you can see, to reach the SDGs, this company implements the item 8, the item 13, and the item 15. So, because now you understand this company, Chambro, and the dean of your university, Mr. Admin, will also join Indonesian delegation. So on the 12th of May, I will lead your dean to visit the Chambro. And the third company is a Fogan Sun Group. This is a local company located in Yunlin. So I also have very deep connection with this company. Sometimes I introduce my students to intern at this company. And also, I got lots of donations from this company to help some of our students. They really supportive, and they do lots of great things. And why I introduce this company? Because also it's a global company, and it is actually an OEM. They are the footwear manufacturing company, and they can produce very, very good, very famous products, and they can work with leading brand. So you can understand. And also this company, I will lead your dean to visit on 12th of May. Next. And different from Tremble, this company is run by this couple, Mr. Lin and Mrs. Zheng. They are really smart, and they spent their whole life to run their business. Okay, so because the location from the company and Intech is only 10 minutes. So usually, sometimes they come to my office, and sometimes I go to their office, because we discuss different things. Sometimes about the employee recruitment. Sometimes we discuss some projects from our MOE. And also, this time, they will be ready to welcome Indonesian delegation. Thank you. Next, please. Okay, let's see the photo. This is their headquarters, because it's a global company, and the headquarters is located in Yunlin. And they don't have any assembly line in Taiwan, so only R&D center and administrative center is located in Doliu. Okay, and I think this is a very good place if your student can work for. And they established a new plant in Indonesia. So last year, when I took a summer camp group and I visited 4 different universities, I introduced this company to different Indonesian companies because they are really good. And I also want to share videos, then you can understand this company more. Okay, thank you so much. And I have another video. You can play the second one. This is about their Indonesian plant.
Atas pembangunan yang perusahaan pabrik sepatu PT Sunbreak Lestari yang memiliki lahan seluas 20 hektar yang berlokasi di Kecamatan Kerangkeng, Kabupaten Kediri dengan investasi yang luar biasa 1,5 triliun. Investasi ini harus dijaga dengan nanti memperkerjakan sekitar 13.000 sampai 15.000 tenaga kerja.
Pemerintah daerah memberikan lebih kurang luas areanya 9 hektar untuk dibangun satu kawasan dengan rekrutmen 15.000 tenaga kerja dan investasinya hampir 1,5 triliun. Ini harus kita jaga. Dan ini ke depan tentunya memberikan nilai tambah, bukan nilai tambah, nilai yang sangat tambah untuk pemerintahan Kabupaten Indramayu khususnya.
Okay. Thank you for playing the videos. And since the video is in Indonesian, I believe you will understand the content better than I do. And also, this is the media report from Indonesia. So I am not so sure if you focus on the news, but anyway, in the future, I hope your university and UNTech can have a better connection with the Program Sun. Okay, and these are what I want to share about the sustainability practice of the 3 Taiwanese companies. And although they come from different industry and have different company size, in response to the global trend of net zero and sustainable development, no one is an outsider. Every company must be prepared and must also educate employees to actively engage in sustainability efforts at all times. And also because we are educational organization, we should educate our students to understand what the sustainability is. Okay, now next, I would like to introduce UNTech. As an alumni and also a work professor at UNTech, I deeply understand UNTech's dedication to industry cooperation and its commitment to sustainability issues. And you can see this slide. This is the campus map of UNTech. I always say our campus is a lucky 7. From this slide, you can get a brief overview of our university. We really have a very, very wonderful campus, beautiful campus. And because our population is only 10,000, and the size of our campus is really big, very good, and can make everybody relax. And UNTech has a very high green plant coverage rate is 88%, with a total of 65 buildings inside the campus. And in recent years, we built 5 buildings, and all of the new buildings are green buildings because we should do it to protect our campus. Next. And this is a very topic building. And also, this was my office. And this building received a Diamond Level Green Building Award. Next. And now let's see. According to the THE World University Ranking in 2024, UNTech is ranked 8th among universities in Taiwan, on par with National Cheng Kung University and National Taiwan Normal University. You should understand, also in academic industry, it is very competitive. If we don't run, we will become loser. Even UNTech is a national university. We never forget. We should educate our students well. We should contribute to industry, and we should have more contribution to Taiwan, even to other countries. So I believe UNTech is moving toward the technical and the volcanical sustainability. Next. Next, yeah. And so this is what we want to do or have done in sustainability. Next. Next, please. Okay. And Professor Chan Yu Zhang now is our new president from the 1st of February. And on May 13, we will lead the Indonesian delegation to meet our new president. So the Dean Admin will meet our president in person. Okay, and I have finished almost my presentation. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is in text video. Thank you.
Thank you. Finish, Prof. Jenny.
Yeah, I am going to end my speech. Yeah, you don't need to play the video. Maybe next time. Yeah, this video shows that we have so many brilliant students come from different countries. And I want to share what the Maurice John, the founder of TSMC, once he said, a successful company should not only make money, but also be responsible to society. Also, UNTEC always remind ourselves, we are an education unit. We should not only think to educate the students in old way. We should make the students under the new trend of the world, what is happening in the industry. So that's why we can offer very high quality employees to the industry. And the last one, the next slide, please, is the last one. And finally, regarding to the topic of sustainability, I would like to end with a quote from former US President Obama. Once he said, "We are the first generation to feel the impact of climate change, and we are also the last generation who can do something about it." I think this is a very good sentence to remind us no one is outsider. We should take the responsibility, everybody, to protect the earth. And if we do nothing, we won't have a beautiful global to survive. So I want to say again, thank you very much for the organizer, and it's also my great honor to join this event. And I want to share my experience and also what UNTEC did to industry, and you can understand how Taiwanese company, they do their best to protect the earth and to make their companies more and more competitive. So thank you again for your invitation. This is my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Jenny. It's great information. We have a lot more information about companies and also contribution companies in Taiwan for Indonesian people, like have invested in Tangerang, Fulbright, Fulkan.
Yeah.
Start brand. Okay.
Yeah.
Luar biasa.
And actually, the chairman, Mr. Lin, he promised me, if your students want to intern or after graduate want to work at his factory, he is really welcome, all for our university. So please take your chance to join.
Thank you very much. What about our student here? You still a job seeker after your graduation from this university, and there is a big company that we can welcome you are entering the company. Thank you very much for the insightful presentation. We now have a few moments for question. Maybe student offline, there is question.
I would love to answer any kind of questions.
Okay, the one student here, please.
Okay, my name is Aliciana from Management Study Program, and I have a question for Professor Jenny from Taiwan. Is there any government support for the university to build a green area around the campus? Because I saw it's almost 99% of the area is green and so beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Because UNTEC is a national university, so of course we will get lots of support from our government, including the fundings. But actually, in UNTEC, even we don't have the support, the funding, financial support from our government, we also reserve a certain percent budget to protect our campus. And also we have a very good water channel system to collect rainwater. So at the beginning, just like the story of Chambro, at the beginning, we designed the campus. We considered the environmental protection. This is the first thing. Some financial support is from our government, and some are from our own budget. And the third resource is from the industry, the companies. So every year, we receive lots of donations from different companies, including Ferguson. They support us not only by giving money in different way, but financial support is one of the items. So I want to share about this question is that sometimes even we have enough support, but if we do nothing, nothing will happen, even you have money. But on the other hand, if you don't get any support, but you want to do it, you can do it, even you get no support from others. But you should do it from yourself. So UNTEC, I just in case, if UNTEC doesn't receive financial support from our MOE, we also reserve our own budget. And we also build the connection from the industry. So even the government doesn't support us, we can do our own job very well. So I also want to suggest the rector of the university, we should build very good connection with the industry, because the students we educate will contribute to the industry. And if we have a good connection with industry, they can become the job givers, of course, and they can donate. They can also become our industrial lecturer. The different chairmen, they also are our lecturers. They can teach us more about industry. Okay, this is my answer.
Thank you very much. Actually, have mutual supporting each other between UNTEC and this company. I think,
yeah,
like that. Okay, thank you very much. Is there one question? Is there any regulation from Taiwan government to force all company to make sure about sustainability impactful to the society? There is regulation, Prof. Jenny.
Yes, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, and also the regulations are getting more and more because Taiwanese government need to follow the global trend. If we don't have any regulation, our companies don't know what to follow, and they will lose their competency. So of course, our government needs to set lots of regulation, lots of laws, not only discipline, and we should follow our government. Okay, and then the government, sometimes they revise, they change the regulation because some rules are not so clear, not so stable. But we are on the way. And also, just like the tariff war between different countries and the USA, in Taiwan, we also have lots of different meetings to discuss how the government can help the companies to deal with the difficulty, because it is uncertainty. No one knows what the President Trump will announce. So everybody was so nervous, so scared. And remember, sometimes when the government announces some regulations, no argument, we just have to 100% follow. Okay, but I have to say, some regulation is not stable, but we do it one step by one step. Okay, just follow on.
Thank you very much, Prof. Jenny, for the explanation. And last day we have celebrated Kartini's Day. And you are a great woman from Taiwan. And I think we can give you call it Kartini Taiwan.
Kediri.
Okay.
Kediri.
One of
Thank you.
hero on Indonesian is Kartini's Day, Prof. Jenny. You are Kartini in there.
Thank you so
Big
much.
applause for
and I have to
Prof.
say,
Jenny.
Indonesia is my favorite country.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's the country that I love.
Okay. Before we move on to the next speaker, I would like to take a moment, present, give some certificate of appreciation to Prof. Jenny for their outstanding contribution on this session.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Jenny. And then we take a quick moment for a photo to commemorate this wonderful occasion. To all participants with online or in the room, maybe you can on cam.
Okay. And meanwhile, during the break, I also want to say thank you to my very good friend, Professor Aulia. Aulia has been the bridge between the two universities and give me lots of support. So I want to say thank you, Aulia. Thank you so much. And the Dean, Admi, thank you so much. And also the rector. I met her once. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Miss Aulia, take your photo in the auditorium so also. Yes, okay. Have take a photo. Finish. Okay. Thank you from Prof. Jenny for the contribution. Okay. Now we move to the next speakers. Prof. Jenny, thank you very much and see you in the other occasion.
Thank you. I wish the event, the conference, and the lecture will be very successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Professor. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay, next we have our second speakers. This is from Gambia. This is Mr. Adama Fati joining us from the the University of the Gambia, Africa. I will read his CV. Mr. Adama, I call him Mas. Suka banget kalau dipanggil Mas. Mr. Adama Fati, career goal is aspiring professor in sustainable finance and accounting. Work experience, University of the Gambia, School of Business and Public Administration, Department of Economic and Finance, Faraba Campus. Period on October 2021 to present. And then at the University of the Gambia, School of Business and Public Administration, Department of Economic and Finance, Faraba Campus. Position is Unit Head of Banking and Finance Unit. Education, Nusat Senior Secondary School, Bundungka, Kunda, The Gambia. Period on September 26 to July 29. And then in the University of the Gambia, Kanifing, the Gambia Bachelor of Science. And then continue to Gujarat University, Ahmedabad City, India, Master of Commerce. Period on June 2017 until July 2019. Concentration Accounting and Finance. And now, he is student of University Brawijaya, Malang City, Indonesia, PhD Accounting Science. Still 6 months in Indonesia. So, belum bisa bahasa Indonesia. Please come to the stage, Mas Adama Fati. Big applause for him. Mr. Adama, please sit down here. Okay. Not stand in the podium. I think you will be tired, like you said. Please sit down. Okay, to all participants in online or offline in this occasion, let us for the Mr. Adama in joining for this session, I think time is yours to give a wonderful presentation for us. Please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow, that's amazing. I am Adama Fati, like rightly mentioned by Dr. Ima. First off, I am really happy to be here. The welcoming was really amazing. I have to extend my greetings to you all from the Gambia and from West Africa. It's a pleasure to be in the room with you all. And then I must say before I continue, I love the blue. Anyway, yeah, the blue is blowing, you know. Yeah, so that's really amazing. She has said a lot about my profile. I don't think I need to go over that again. But just to give a brief overview of myself, like she said, I am Adama Fati, a lecturer at the University of the Gambia, West Africa. Prior to that, I also worked as the Director of Research and Head of Finance at the Center for Policy Research and Strategic Studies, CEPRAS, in the Gambia. And then also a part-time lecturer at American International University, West Africa. Currently, I'm pursuing a PhD in Accounting Sciences at Brawijaya University, Faculty of Economics and Business. So I am here today to present on the topic green economy, financing, and sustainability business. So basically, the whole idea of why we are here today, it's connected to one key concept. That is the concept of Indonesia 2045. So we are aware that there is a vision that Indonesia want to achieve by the time it clocks 100 years. We know by 2045, Indonesia will be 100 years old as a nation. So the leaders of this country come together, set up a vision called Golden Indonesia. So this is the purpose of us being here today. Before we proceed, can you go back, please? The slides, just go back. Okay. Yeah, good. Just keep it there. Yeah. All right. So before we proceed, I just want us to understand one thing: that we are here today not because of the fact that we are students of this university or because we are faculty of this university. We are here today because we want to change the world. We are here today because we want to take part in Indonesia's goal to achieve the Vision 2045. So the question that we should ask ourselves is, what is my role? What is my role in that? What role can I play? Because when we say sustainability, sustainability is everyone's business. So that's the question that we should ask ourselves as students, as faculty, and any other player. That's why I like the topic, local wisdom. And I'm going to try and tailor-make my presentation to that concept of local wisdom. How can we use the local wisdom to raise funds, to finance the green economy that we desire, to finance sustainable businesses that we desire? So my presentation, as you can see on the screen, is going to be outlined and structured as follows. First, we are going to look at how to understand specifically the Indonesian's Vision 2045. And then also the green economy dimensions that comes with it. Once we're done with that, we are also going to take a look at the green finance landscape and some of the opportunities that are present thereof. Then once we basically put context to that, we will look at some local wisdoms and how they can serve as a foundation for sustainable finance. Then we will also look at some of the innovative funding methods or models that have been put in place in order to finance green economy infrastructure. And then we will also take some of the lessons from across the region to look at how to implement and some of the pathways that are present towards Vision 2045. The presentation will end with a conclusion and some of the recommendations that we can take from this lecture. Next. Yes, so like I said, Robert Swan once says that the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. This is most often the problem that we are confronted with, especially us, the young people. We are with the notion that we are the leaders of tomorrow. But actually, we are not the leaders of tomorrow. We are the leaders of today. Leadership starts today, and today makes you better for tomorrow. But if you don't take leadership today, you run away from the responsibility. What will happen is that when it's time for you to take up that mantle of leadership, you will find it very difficult. That's why this statement outlines one thing, that is individual responsibility and collective action. We have to take individual responsibility for our planet. Next, please. So in order to take individual actions, we first need to understand our position in the Vision 2045. In order to understand our position, I will take some moment to outline the key pillars of the vision. Next. So the key pillars of the vision as outlined by Indonesia are as follows. So what I want you all to do now is, as students of UNP, you look at these key pillars. We have 4 key pillars there. Can you go back, please? We have 4 key pillars there. In these 4 key pillars, you ask yourself, where can I play a role? Where can I play a role? Because, like I said earlier, it is not about someone else doing it for you, but you doing it for yourself. Pillar number 1 talks about human capital development and the mastery of science and technology. When we talk about this, this is where education comes into play. This is where quality human resources come into play. And so many other factors like entrepreneurship. We talked about economic development, economic growth. But what type of economic growth are we talking about? We are talking about responsible economic growth. You look around yourself and tell yourself, what can I do? Before, when we say economic growth, all we talked about is measuring it through GDP, GNI per capita, and other various indicators. But this basically does not take us anywhere, because most of them are not basically measured, or they don't have the real effect on people, especially the local people. The next pillar is about equitable development. Now, when we say equitable development now, here we are talking about every one of us seeing ourselves as equal partners in development. No one is better than the other. What is important is, how do we complement each other's efforts in order to achieve our desired goal? And the final pillar is, how do we strengthen national resilience and governance? So this is the 4 pillars that are outlined in the policy document that seeks to achieve or position Indonesia as the leading country, or at least number 4th or 5th leading country in the world by 2045. So in order to make, I know all of us here present today as Indonesian nationals, you all want Indonesia to be part of the top 5th or 4th best countries in the world, or most advanced countries in the world. Not so. Don't you want that? Don't you want Indonesia to be number 5th in the world, or number 4th in the world, or even more than that? So in order for that to happen, you cannot leave everything to the government or whatsoever. We all have to play our role. So today my presentation is going to outline ways in which you as society, because we all come from societies, then we come to the school. You as a school or as a university, how can you play that role? So today this lecture is intended to provide you with that wisdom of seeing yourself as part of the solution, not part of the problem. Next. So in order to understand the pillars clearly, it is important to look at it from the green economy perspective. Now, when we say the green economy perspective, here we basically include 4 things as well. Number 1, in order to achieve green economy, we need to transition. That transitioning has to be with renewable energy. We have to move from fossil fuel. We have to reduce the dependency on items that will basically increase carbon emissions. Second, we have to look at ways to develop sustainable agriculture and forestry practices. We have to look at how to create green jobs and industries, how to implement circular economic principles, and also preserve our biodiversity and ecosystem. Clean water, pollination issues. These are some of the things that we need to basically transit ourselves to. So once we can achieve these things as a nation, then we can talk about the goals. But if we cannot do this, then we will not be able to achieve those pillars that we outlined earlier. Next. I think you all know this saying, right? I can't speak Bahasa, but I think you all know this, right? So what does it say? Simply, if you don't know a thing, you can't love it, right or wrong? So that's why we have to start knowing ourselves. We have to start knowing our environment. We have to start knowing our role in sustainability. If you don't know your role in achieving sustainability, you can't love sustainability. So it all starts by seeking knowledge. And this platform is timely to provide you with that knowledge, so that from now onwards, you should be able to love the environment, you should be able to love the economy to the extent that you can play a part in achieving that vision 2045. Next, please. In understanding and knowing, we first start with the challenges. We have to know what challenges are we faced with. Currently, research has shown that there has been a rapid level of deforestation and habitat loss. Almost 292,000 hectares of the forest cover is lost due to certain activities of human beings. There is heavy reliance on fossil fuel. Research also shows that 82% of Indonesia's electricity supply relies on fossil fuel, which is not sustainable. Next, we looked at the environment. There is high level of environmental degradation. This basically is as a result of mining, as a result of palm oil plantations, and so on and so forth. Climate vulnerability. It's also another factor that we are also confronted with. Another problem that we have is how do we balance economic development needs with that of the environmental protections. So these challenges, as you can see, basically necessitate the fact that we need to come up with innovative financing approaches or strategies that will help us to accelerate the green transition while supporting economic growth. So as students of business and economics, we need to understand one thing. We are key players, because without funds, without financing, these goals cannot be achieved. So, but how do we finance sustainably? So that's why the next slide will look at the green financing landscape and the opportunities that are present using local wisdom. Next, please. Next. So let's look at some of the key green financing mechanisms that basically can be implemented in order to finance the transition to a green economy. One is green bonds and Sukuk. When we say green bonds, we are talking about the bonds that are raised or the proceeds from which will be used to finance sustainability projects or initiatives. So technically, they are linked to ESG factors, environment, social, and governance factors. So when we say Sukuk, Sukuk is simply a bond that is basically based on the Islamic financing principles. The next mechanism that can be used is called blended financing. When we say blended financing here, we are talking about the combination of public and private financing mechanisms that basically is intended to finance projects that are not deemed desirable in the face of the investors. Because we know investors naturally, as business students, we say investors are risk averse, right? When we say risk averse, we mean they run away from risks. So most of the sustainable businesses that are out there does not generate return in a short period. So since they don't get a return in a short period, the return profile, the risk profile on them are relatively perceived to be high by investors. So this being the case, the investors run away from them. So blended finance is developed to basically reduce that risk factor in order to make them look attractive. The next thing is the results-based financing. Results-based financing here is simply tied to the outcome of the project. So the funding will be tied to the outcome of the project. For example, if a group of students in this university identify a problem around the campus, they find out that there are some sustainability issues around the campus. They come together, contribute small amount of money in a group on a revolving basis up till at a particular point whereby they implement the project. So this project basically can gain some revenue from, they can gain some revenue from this project. But financial institutions will not be willing to support these projects at the beginning because of they are not sure of the expected return from those projects. So what can they do? So they will wait until when the project started to produce outcomes that is beneficial to the environment and to the society. Then they will start to basically finance that. So that's what we call results-based project. Results-based project simply has to do with the environmental outcomes of that project has to be pleasing before funding can be released to them. Then the next one, we have what we call carbon markets. So when we say carbon markets, these are also another interesting things. You know, every day, every now and then, there are new factories, new industries emerging. But the question that we are not asking ourselves is, what is the contribution in terms of sustainability of these new companies, of these new factories to our environment, to our society, and to our governance structures? So that's why the carbon markets are developed so that companies can incentivize their carbon emission. Companies with low carbon emission can basically achieve what we call carbon credits. They can take these carbon credits and trade it in the markets for companies that have high carbon emission. So this basically motivates companies with high carbon emission to reduce their carbon emission. And finally, we have what we call the nature-based solution financing. Nature-based solution financing has to do with projects that has to do with sustainable agricultural, forestries, and other issues. So these are some of the mechanisms that can be used to finance transition to green economy. So let's look at some of the local wisdom that we can use to basically finance our transition without having to rely on some of these modern methodologies. Next, please. So this is basically some of the progress that Indonesia as a country have achieved in terms of green financing based on some of the mechanisms that I've explained earlier. So as you can see, Indonesia is the first country in the world to launch the Green Suku in 2018. Also, they have also established what we call a national sustainability roadmap, and also they initiated a carbon rating mechanism that basically enabled them to trade carbons in the carbon market. They have also created the Indonesian Environmental Fund and also developed a partnership with international climate funds. So all these progress have been registered in Indonesia so that we can achieve that goal of 2045. Next, please. So currently, despite the achievements and progress done by achieved by Indonesia, currently there is a financing gap, and we need almost 146.4 billion US dollars by the year end 2030 in order for us to transit to green economy, in order for us to achieve that 2045 vision. So let's look at some of the repercussions of these financing gaps. Next slide. So looking at this, the financing gap, one of the repercussions is that there is insufficient funding for renewable energy transition, limited access to finance for small-scale businesses, especially sustainable enterprises. There is inadequate mechanism for valuing ecosystem services, and also the technical capacity constraints in project development. All these challenges basically lead to what we call directing capital to the rural communities. It becomes difficult for capital to reach the rural communities. And this is basically some of the challenges that we face as a result of the financing gap. Next. The former president of Indonesia states that innovative financing mobilization to close the SDG funding gap, including true blended finance, must be carried out immediately. Simply, it cannot be deferred. A sustainable increase in private investment must be encouraged to restart the economy and create jobs. So this basically is not just a mere talk, but it's a necessity as supported by the president himself. Next slide, please. So let's now look at some of the local wisdoms. In other words, some of the local initiatives that are already in place that we can learn from and try to include them in our daily activities. So I will start with Indonesia's perspective, then look at some lessons from Africa as well, then so that we can do a comparative analysis here. Next slide. 3 minutes, okay, sure. Next slide, please. So these are some of the local wisdoms that are basically been found in Indonesia from places like Bali and then so on and so forth. Okay? Then in the next slide, please. So these are lessons learned from Africa that basically can also be implied or applied in the case of Indonesia. All right? So we move to the next slide, please. So how can we integrate the local wisdom into modern finance? So these are some of the ways in which each one of us can play a role in integrating those local wisdoms into modern climate financing. Next slide, please. Next. So I have now outlined some of the community-based green financing projects, such as village-level green funds. Here, I just want to share one thing. You can develop something even from the campus. I had a student was asking the other presenter regarding whether they have received some support from the government. Sometimes government supports will come, but they will not be sufficient. So it's time for us to basically come together as society inside campus to come up with some form of mechanisms to solve problems, small or minor problems in the campus. This is basically what we call community-based green financing. So we also have other forms such as customary laws and bonds, which can basically be used, and also cultural heritages, whereby putting a price to some of our cultural issues. Next slide, please. Yeah, so also how can we embed technology into our green financing? As you can see, please, next slide. Some of the policy innovations that can also be implemented using green finance taxonomy and regulatory sandboxes. Okay, so when we say regulatory sandboxes, this is very important for us as students, because most of the time we need a system where regulators need to be present to look at the work we are doing and see how best we can basically help ourselves to achieve that, and then to provide some safety measures as well. All right, next slide. Yeah, so these are some of the cases that have basically proven to be successful, and how can we use those cases to implement in this. Okay, so pretty much in conclusion, because I'm already running out of time, it's a lengthy presentation. I wish we could have spent more time together, but this is the first time, but I hope it's not going to be the last time. I will leave the rest for question and answer sessions. If you have any questions, you can always bring them forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mas Adama. Give big applause to Mr. Adama. This very interesting information because from the accounting subject, maybe there is a question from the participant here from accounting department, maybe. Okay, one question. Okay, please.
Hello, Mr. Adam. I am Reno from Management Study Program. I would like to ask the following question. Mr. Adama, do you think government regulation about efficiency affect the key pillars of the green economy? If yes, which pillar do you think affected the most? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. The question is very relevant. Like you said, do I think that the government regulations affect the pillars for the green economy? Yes. Out of the pillars, one of them basically is achieving sustainable economic development or sustainable growth. So one of the regulations that is put in place by the government is the sustainable roadmap, sustainable financing roadmap. So when you look at the sustainable financing roadmap, the idea is to generate or basically raise more funds as possible. So now when you look at the funding, and then I have done a study comparing Southeast Asia and West Africa. It's one of the studies that I have concluded. So in that study, it have seen that Southeast Asia, precisely Indonesia and Malaysia, are one of the leading countries when it comes to private fund mobilization. So that is an evidence that the government regulation in terms of green financing or sustainable financing roadmap have an impact on sustainable economic growth because it has resulted into an increase in funding from the private sector, unlike other areas such as African countries. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Adama. For the second speakers, is enough because the time is running so fast, all participants. Before we go to the second speakers, let us give some certificate to appreciation to Mr. Adama in this our gratitude for him. Please, Mr. Dean, Faculty of Economy, Mr. Amin Tohari, to give a certificate. Thank you very much. All of you are in blue color, Masya Allah. Mr. Adama also make a blue color, and we are in blue jacket also. Masya Allah. Kayaknya jodoh gitu ya. Okay, thank you. It's enough, Mr. Adama. Please back to your seat, Mr. Adama. Thank you. Give big applause to Mr. Adama. In this session, so many participants. There is a lecture in offline, also online, and then maybe more than 200 students join in this guest lecture. And we move to the third speakers. Now back to our heroes is woman. Okay, Finally, the last speakers of today is Mrs. Ratri Buddha Nugrahanti, Bachelor of Economic, Magister of Science, Master of Science, doctoral student at Brawijaya University. Let me read her CV. Mr. Ratri has education, the first in the Universitas Diponegoro. Partisipan kira-kira tahu berarti dari mana? Iya. Asli Indonesia tetapi sudah menikah dengan Gambian. Jadi dia turis di Indonesia. The second, University of the Gambia, May 2015 to May 2018, Master of Science in Sectoral Analysis and Management of the Education System. And then now, as a student, when 2019, still going on, mohon doanya, semoga segera doktor. Doctoral Program in Management, Faculty of Economic and Business. And she has achievement Best Presenter in First Management and Business Colloquium of Brawijaya. At the time, I also as a participant, but she is the winner of the Best Presenter. Best Graduate of Faculty of Letters, third graduation period of Diponegoro University in 21. Absolutely is very wonderful woman. And the third is a runner-up outstanding student, Faculty of Letters, Diponegoro University at 21. Please come to stage, Mrs. Ratri Buddha Nugrahanti. Sudah kelihatan terakulturasi sama orang Gambia, teman-teman? Asli Jawa Semarang, ya. Monggo. Now in Japanese, please, time is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Emma. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, and salam sejahtera to all of us. And good morning to you all. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation for UNP Kediri to invite us here. Thank you for having me. My first gratitude and appreciation is go to Mr. Rector UNP Kediri, who was Mr. Zainal, and then to the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business, Dr. Amin Tohari, and our esteemed moderator, which was my senior, Dr. Emma. I also have another senior here, Dr. Faisal, all HOD, Deans of UNP Kediri, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have online with Mrs. Leste. Oh, okay. Masya Allah. Thank you so much for having me here. And I think Mr. Fati also has mentioned so many things about our topic today, which also related where I'm going to talk about the SAT of human resource management as how I studied. But how do you call it? Can I have the slides, please? I will not talk much since the esteemed moderator has explained who I am. And but one thing that you need to know, Mr. Fati is not my husband. I'm afraid since he mentioned that I'm married to Gambian, people will mistakenly think that he is my husband. He is still Brondong to me, yeah? Yeah. Before we have, make it clear. Yeah. But hopefully my husband will present in one of the conference.
Your the International KLCG conference. This is your husband, actually.
So if the upcoming conference there is another Gambian, so that's my husband. To make it clear. All right. Yes. Would you go to the next slide, please? I'm sorry, I cannot see clearly, so I have to bring my kepean here. Because there it's too far. So they can guess how old I am.
We have some problem with our classes. Yes. If I can see in the close, but Mr. Ratri can see with far away. Okay, thank you.
So today we're going to see how first we want to explore how local wisdom, or what we know as kearifan lokal, we can bring it to the to integrate into HRM. And then this integration of local wisdom with HRM hopefully can bring to Indonesia to achieve Indonesian vision of 2045. So would you go to the next slide, please? Yes. I will not talk much about this what is Indonesian Vision 2045, as Mr. Fati has mentioned. He even mentioned better than me, maybe. Seems he knows better. So one thing that I want to emphasize here, that how human resource is not just managing people in achieving Indonesian Vision 2045, but it is a driver for transformation that integrates sustainable values to every level of businesses. So how important is this? Is why you will hear so much of SDM rendah. So it means that how important is the human resource management. Would you go to the next slide, please? Here I present you the conceptual framework, how we integrate the mapping of local wisdom to achieve sustainable HRM. So here, local wisdom shapes the foundation of HR practices, which evolve into sustainable businesses. Sustainable HRM. And then from sustainable HRM, will foster the model of businesses that support Indonesia environment and economic resilience. And ultimately, with having this Indonesia environmental and economic resilience will contribute to our national goals in 2045. So it's a system where culture, economy, and human development is essential and interlinked. Would you go to the next slide, please? Here also, which has been shown in the Mr. Fati slides, you can see that how important the human resources, that it is put as the first pillars in our vision, that human development and the mastery of science and technology. You can see that how important is the human resources. And this is also in relation with the resource-based theory mentioned by Barney, that the most powerful resources to achieve sustainable competitive advantage is our intangible resources, which is the human resources, human capital that every organization have. Would you go to the next slide, please? Okay. This is also Mr. Fati has made mention about the green economy. What is green economy? And then how we can focus on we can see that the most important thing is that human capital development is critical in this context. That a green transformation, because to achieve green economy or green transformation, we need new competencies, behavior and mindset, which Mr. Fati has, as if like he is not a lecturer in accounting, but I saw him as a motivator. What our roles, you see, and then how we can fill into the transformation. Yeah. So would you go to the next slide, please? We always start with challenges. So what are the challenges in green economy implementation? Here I highlight from the human resource management perspective, because like you've seen all these challenges, so the most important thing is how these challenges can be addressed to enable effective green transformation, because we will not be able to find the solution if we don't know what we are lacking of, what are our difficulties. So by knowing the challenges, what our difficulties, and then we can find the solution. Would you go to the next slide, please? So whenever we are talking about sustainability, this always go to this 3P, or some people call it triple bottom line, or in easier way is 3P: people, planet, and profit. So this sustainable HRM try to integrate economic, social, and environmental goals. So now it's not like before where company organization only focus on profit, but we also need to care of people. People, not only the internal of the organization as an employee, we need to care of their well-being, but we also need to care of our society. And then if we care for the people, we also need to care for the planet, since the human resource management is not only managing internally but also externally to give impact to our environment. So it moves, this sustainable business moves beyond short-term metrics, not only short-term but also long-term. How we can create the resilient to human-centered approach. Would you go to the next slide, please? So here, what are the roles of human resource management in green economy transition? The first, contribute through re-engineering process with building green culture. So also embedding circular economy principles and promoting eco-innovation, and aligning organization practices with SDGs. So these 5 roles make HRM as a cornerstone in achieving green transformation. Yes, please, next. So this is the basic thing in studying, in learning about sustainable human resource management. Inaus et al. In 2024 divided sustainable human resource management into 4. First is the common good HRM, and then socially responsible HRM, green HRM, economically or technologically oriented HRM, which the last economically or technologically oriented HRM in 2020, ours make it as a triple bottom line HRM, but in 2024 he revised into economically or technologically oriented HRM. Would you go to the next slide, please? We try to dig each of them. What is common good HRM? So common good HRM is more related to the ethics, social justice, and employee well-being. And it aligns with HR policies that prioritize stakeholder fairness over mere profit making. So company needs to care of the employees. Now what, like the well-being of the employees, how to adjust their work-life balance. Yeah, especially Gen Z who always emphasize about mental health, yeah, thinking about always counting how long, how much I get, things like that, need to adjusting with healing. Do I have time to healing? Yeah. So you see how important it is. So because if the employee doesn't have the well-being, they are not well-being, so it will be difficult to reach productivity. Yeah. So the aim is to integrate organization practices with broader societal interests. This is what is called common good HRM. Would you go to the next slide, please? Now we go to the socially responsible HRM. The socially responsible HRM actually similar with the common good HRM. If common good HRM mostly related to internally, socially responsible HRM mostly the research is outside the company, caring about the society. So in socially responsible HRM, ensure equitable work environments by promoting diversity and then inclusion and then also hearing employee voice. So these practices also support not only internal social stability but also help organization to meet the societal expectation. So next please. Now we go to the green HRM. This is I think the research that we have done for the conference, Dr. Emma. Yeah. So green HRM focus on the environmental concern, which how do you call it? Embedded into the HR processes, HR function, like the recruitment, the training, performance, and then also the reward. So the green HRM can help building environmentally aware workforce that contribute to sustainable operation. Like in the training, they will ask if you are aware, if now you are coming to a big company, they will ask how aware you are with the sustainability. Like some even will give you into practice. Maybe if you go to social media, they ask one story that a boy was selected not because of his CV, his experience, his grades, but because the company was, before he entered into the interview room, this boy found so many messy, dirty garbage. And then he tried to clean up. And then he also saw a running tap. And he turned it off. And then the moment he entered the interview room, the HRD or the director will say, you are accepted. And this boy was confused. Why? I was accepted without being interviewed. They said, we are not interviewing you. We want to see how care you are with the environment. Because, for example, small thing, like what Mr. Fati has said, everything should start from ourselves. You don't need to wait from others. So the best thing is start from ourselves. For example, after classes, you turn off the AC, you turn off the lights, you turn off the LCD. It's also part of your contribution into the sustainability. And then, if you are used to, for example, in classes, at home, the moment you are working, if you want to go to international companies, this will be something that is become a custom, a habit. Yeah. So it will be easier because certain company, I have tried most big companies, especially international companies. I was working at Mercyland. If you know, that's one of the largest shipping company in the world. Myers. Yeah, Mercyland. So if you are working at the international company, usually they also will have programs that will encourage employee to care with the sustainability. Like for us before, for example, since I was working in 2004, so at that time, they've already encouraged people to not printing everything. So everything was digital already. So this is caring that how many paper, or if it is for internal uses, if it is urgently for you need to print, you can print into the other side of the paper. And then before you throw the paper away. And then one of our colleagues who promote this idea, he got rewarded for the rest of his life. because of his idea being used, and his idea give benefit to the efficiency of the company. So things like this. Yeah. So we go to the economically or innovative orientation. Some of what I have been mentioned also was linked to the economically or innovation HRM. And then now we go to the integration of local wisdom. So how we can integrate local wisdom into HRM? Here there are 6 keys that we can learn how we can integrate those local wisdom or kearifan lokal into HRM. And first, the most important thing is culturally aligned recruitment. So each recruitment, training, performance, we need to use the local values, because each area, even if, for example, we are in Indonesia, maybe between Java and Sulawesi and Kalimantan, there are different traditions that people are used to. For example, I was once working at Jepara. If you know, Jepara, our holiday is not on Sunday. Our holiday was on Friday. So these are the implementation of HRM, which was embedding the local values. Like Jepara, Kudus, those cities, if you maybe once work there, or you are going to apply one of the company in those area, don't be surprised if you won't get your holidays during Sundays or Saturday, Sundays, because their holidays is on Friday. Yeah. So these are how we can integrate the local wisdom into HRM. And then next. Okay. This one I will not talk much, since most of you are maybe familiar already, as we are Indonesian, how we integrate the sustainable HRM types into the indigenous knowledge. But one thing that I may talk about, which was my research, my dissertation research, like in the Gambia, in regards to green HRM, most of company in the Gambia, especially in the tourism industries, they are doing what we call set-setal. So set-setal is cleaning the nation. So cleaning the nation, every once a month, the lodges, hotels, bars, cafes near the beaches, they are working together to clean the beaches. Because sometimes Indonesia and Gambia, we are both developing countries. And the attitude of developing countries people, they are easily throwing garbage, not in its place. So this is why the set-setal, as part of the green HRM in the Gambia, is done once a month by the as part of, I think both can be green HRM and also socially responsible HRM, because they are also caring the environment, caring the society, the health, because the impact of the garbage to our health. Yeah. Okay. We can go to the next slide, please. And now, after knowing the indigenous knowledge applied to HRM, how we can training for sustainability with the local wisdom knowledge. So the training should start with the need assessment. We must know what do we need before we go further. And then we incorporate into local knowledge. So the local knowledge in Indonesia is very diverse. So every region has their own local knowledge, but we need to respect it. And then try to make this program culturally relevant. And then improving employee engagement while promoting environmental and social responsibility. For example, let me give you a bit insights of the Gambia, for example. Like in the Gambia, every Ramadan, it's not like in Indonesia where we are hunting for, what you call it? Hunting takjil. Nobody selling takjil in the Gambia. Every woman, mostly married woman, should cook for the family. This is why in the Gambia, every Ramadan, women, more specifically those who are married or those who are not yet married, leave the office by 2 o'clock. You like it or not? Private or even more specifically the government employees. So 2 o'clock, if you are lecturer, classes before 2 o'clock, because women should cook. So these are something that is embedded into local wisdom. So this one something that you cannot, because there's nobody sell takjil. Even if there is even if there is somebody selling takjil, the buyers are not that many because the culture also different. Gambian will not easily buy from strangers. Before I buy, especially food, I will not buy something from someone that I don't know. I don't eat something from someone that I don't know. You must know that person first. Or you must know through someone. This is why implementing, maybe one day we can do research in marketing, because this is very interesting, a different culture. So some people will really starve, they can starve because they don't know the places or they don't know the people who are selling food. Yeah, so you must know somebody. This is why there are no selling. Yeah, especially when it is you are coming to food industries. Yeah. Not only strangers, even Gambian. You don't have network. You don't know each other. They are not going to buy. Maybe Mr. Fati can confirm. Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy for Gambian to taste food. If we are no selingkuh, but there is polygamy.
Yes. Is there polygamy? Is there polygamy also?
That's the most practice.
Oh, most practice. Actually, husband or our family eat from our food.
Yes. If there are 2 or 3 wives, the wives will have turn in cooking. Jadi nggak masak sendiri-sendiri ya. Kalau poligami, in polygamous family, we are living not in houses, but we call it, how do you call it? In a complex. So like this one place, and then maybe this house is owned by first wife, second wife, third wife. And then there is a kitchen outside where if, for example, Monday is the turn of the first wife, Tuesday is the second wife. If one of the wife is working, so she only cooks during the weekend. So, mashallah, all the men will move to the Gambia so that they can practice polygamy better. No one complain here. Okay, so next please. Hopefully he will not get second wife after PhD, because usually that's most Gambian men do. All right, so we are coming to the policy alignment and government role. So I think Mr. Adama has mentioned. So the government here must act as regulator, facilitator, and catalyst. So if we want to implement like the policies in human resource management, policies should come up, down, not down, up. So government should first how we can reach human resources that interlink with Indonesian vision. First, it should be there is regulation. So, and then creating policies that protect indigenous knowledge, and then promote green innovation, support women and SMEs, and then try to correct traditional, try to connect the traditional practice with modern economic strategies, because that one will be easily adapted by our people. Okay, I think I have only some few slides. Next, please. So, the challenges. What challenges in implementing sustainable HRM? First of all, since we are developing countries, so the resource constraint is also a challenge. And then limited awareness and etc. etc. So the most important thing here is if we know what are the challenges, then how we are tackling this essential for meaningful progress. Next. So to address those challenges, these are the strategic recommendations to address those barriers. So first is aligning national policies with sustainable HR goals, and then embedding sustainability into every HR function, and embedding sustainability into building capacity through culturally rich training, and then fostering collaboration across sectors and developing metrics to monitor progress. So this strategy hopefully can empower HR into to support Indonesia vision for green, just and resilient future. And last but not the least, thank you for your attention, and hopefully we can continue in the sharing session. And I return to our able moderator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ratri Buddha Nugrahanti. Okay, the next segment is question and answer. Please, one question.
But hopefully no question. Madam, is Mr. Baji going to get second wife? How do you feel? I hope I don't get that kind of question.
I think you are Solihah, no question about that. Maybe one question from the participant here. Please raise hand. Or from the online participant. Okay. Please.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Riri Sindasari from class 2G Management. May I ask Mrs. Ratri, what about companies that have local wisdom values in their operations from the start? Can this training for sustainability be implemented? Thank you.
Repeat once again, please.
Would you come again, please?
Maybe someone in this room can help me to repeat the question. The factor? Factor to implement sustainability HRM in this country or in the Gambia? In this country, what do you think?
Yeah, was that the questions? What you mean? The factors to implement sustainable HRM in Indonesia?
I will try to make clear.
Yes,
yes, please.
Read the chat. How if the company don't have any traditional or local wisdom in their training sustainability? Do you think it can still works to have training modern and traditional sustainability system? Thank you.
You are welcome. So, what if the company doesn't have local wisdom in their training, their sustainable, their company, yeah, that doesn't have local wisdom in their sustainability training, recruitment and training. So I think it's still work as long as the organization, every organization also have a culture. So usually like the even though, for example, in certain places, it will be difficult if you don't adjust with the local wisdom. In some cases, it will be difficult to adjust. For example, if a company want to establish, a foreign company want to establish in the Gambia, and they refuse to do the culture like what I have mentioned before. Every Ramadan, that they allow the female employee to go home at 2 o'clock, then people will be resigning. Especially if you want to implement this in the company where we are socially related, social culture society like Indonesia or the Gambia. That's somehow a big challenge for that company to, if they don't consider some of the local values, for example. Or like in the Gambia, if a company, like they have 6 months maternity leave. Jadi untuk cuti hamil, cuti melahirkan itu 6 bulan. Ya. Jadi kalau one company doesn't want to implement that one, that's somehow a bit difficult. Because the culture, people will, for the female, I would rather not working in that company than sacrificing my family. Yeah, like, and it can happen that every month they deliver a baby because there's no family planning program in the Gambia. Yeah, so it's somehow a bit difficult, but it can work though. It can work though, but there will be another challenge for you, for the company to get the best employee or the productive employee, because there are certain culture that certain society related people are really hold up. Do you get do you get my point? Yeah. So it's still possible, but it's somehow difficult to be implemented in a certain society where the culture are very high. Things like that.
Okay. Thank you very much for the answer. Thank you for Mrs. Ratri for the thought-provoking and impactfully today. Now in the last session, for your outstanding presentation today, we would like to give certificate of appreciation for your valuable contribution. Please come to the stage, Mr. Dean, to give certificate. Stand here. One, two, three. Thank you. Okay. Now please, Mr. Adama, join us to the stage. I would like to call the chairman of the guest lecture today, Mrs. Maratus Solika, to give souvenir for the speakers here. Mrs. Maratus Solika, please. Please, come here. The right one. It is tenun ikat slayer, our local product as Indonesian valuable culture heritage with unique manufacturing techniques and motifs that symbolize the identity of the local community. Thank you. Take photo, Mr. Adama, with Mrs. Maratus Solika, and Mr. Din, please come to take a picture. Okay, thank you very much. We have now reached the end of today's session. I would like to take a moment to all of the speakers, Prof. Jenny, also Mr. Adama, Mas Adama, and Mbak Ratri, Mrs. Ratri Buddha Nugraheti. Your knowledge, expertise, and all of the presentation today is very, very information full for us. And give a round of applause. Once again, thank you for being here, and I will forward to see you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for your Master of Ceremony.
Alright, I would like to thank you to the moderator, Mr. Emma, for the guidance, our excellent speakers today. Today's proceedings have been a journey of intellectual exploration and collaborative exchange. As we bid farewell to this enlightening session, let us carry forward the hope kindled by the knowledge shared and the connection forged. May the wisdom gained today serve as a compass, guiding us through the uncharted territories of discovery and innovation. Thank you all for your active engagement, thoughtful contribution, and unwavering enthusiasm. As your Master of Ceremony, I, Miftah Putri, express my heartfelt gratitude and extend my warm farewell. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alright, for the presentation for today event, please scan the barcode and fulfill the link. Thank you very much and see you again.
Teman-teman yang hadir di ruangan ini pastikan sudah absen via barcode. Ya, ketika sudah mengisi barcode, pengumumannya akan tentang sertifikat akan diumumkan lewat grup. Ya, jadi sekarang setelah yang sudah absen boleh meninggalkan ruangan. Terima kasih.